how to tell your investor the plan and get their agreement. Now, an agreement is an equilibrium. When things agree, they're balanced. But what you're really looking for in the earlier stages is on the value of your idea. It's not so much that you're making a lot of money. It's not so much that you have wild amounts of revenue or wild amounts of earnings. The value of your idea is what really is going to drive that investor into making his investment and making a fair exchange with you for the value of your company. And this is a very important paragraph because it outlines 4 important concepts. So the need to correctly, strategically plan for expansion is increased as only the best companies will successfully raise funds and sell, something that is very unique and very, very different than any other way of looking at your small company. And that is to look at it as a valuable idea in and of itself, which if you're strategically planning to get a value for your idea, number one, you have to correctly estimate the effort to start that idea in motion. And that means energy and resources. Energy means money. It means the exact amount of time and effort that you yourself will commit and your staff will commit. And resources being money and human capital and property. That's all those things, all those tools needed to put it there and start it. Because if it hasn't started in motion, then the investor is looking at it saying, my investment is going to go towards starting this whole idea into motion. The second thing is to increase its momentum. How will it grow? How will it go faster to produce more customers faster? And then the third thing is to nourish it. In other words, once you're established, once you're there and you're really not living on the possibility of a new investor giving you funds, what you really have to do is make sure that you continue to put things there that expand your company. And lastly, recognize when it will decline. And this one is probably the most important one because nearly every new company has a period of decline. In fact, in our formulas, which are in the part 2 of this webinar, you'll actually see that you should be honest about the fact that after you get the investors' funds, you're going to spend all the money. You're going to spend it to expand your company. And after you've spent it, you may not have all the revenue. You may not have all the customers. So there's some period of time of uncertainty when that investment is still in its growth stage. And during that time, you have to make sure you carefully plan so that you don't become obsolete. Because if you prevent obsolescence of your product and it keeps expanding in its scope, then you'll be a successful entrepreneur and your investor will have been a successful investor. So your business idea is of greatest importance in this conversation. So your business idea is the total future value of your company, regardless of your present earnings. This is what's unique about today. This is a very unique, not just in today's webinar, but in today's world. The future value of your company, regardless of how much it earns, is what's most important to the investing public. So I've given 4 examples here. There's probably dozens of companies that have enormous value. Palo Alto Networks, they're traded on the New York Stock Exchange. They're a great company. They're a software company. They have a value of about $29 billion as of the last quarter. Their trailing income for 4 quarters is negative $268 million. So how is it possible that a large company like this lost $268 million, yet they still have a value of $29 billion? Twitter, anybody hear of Twitter? It has a $36.5 billion value. Its 4-quarter net income is they lost $1.2 billion over the last 4 quarters. How is that possible that they have such a valuable company, yet they're losing money in bushel baskets? Tesla Motors, my favorite one is Tesla, because they have a $392 billion value today. Fourth quarter, the last 4-quarter net income as of March was negative $144 million. Now they posted their first income ever in July. I believe they were up perhaps a couple $100 million. But in the entire history of Tesla Motors, they've never made a penny. Yet somehow Tesla Motors is the world's largest automobile manufacturer today. And the same thing with Uber. Uber with 66 billion, with posting a fairly sizable loss of 6.96 billion. I can't see the rest of the slide because my face is blocking it out. In any case, these are 4 good examples of very large companies, and they're all very valuable, and they've all lost money. But what is the common denominator for these companies? What's common about them? Well, the simple equation is they have valuable ideas. The value of their ideas supersedes their top line revenue, and it supersedes their earnings. So what you have to do is begin to look at your company in a completely different way, even if you're in a garage right now, even if you're at the very infancy of your Apple computer waiting to be born.